Meeting come to order. I'd like to make a comment or two. Scotty Hamilton was one of my best friends, and being 2 terms as sheriff and whatnot, all I know him about him is a good thing. And he was trying to help out do a matter, and bad things happen. But I want to tell you this. I know him well, and he was a good guy. So we'll move on a little bit. Before the moment of silence, Magistrate Compton will speak.
I want to read the obituary for Scotty Hamilton. Officer Scotty Hamilton, age 35, of Harrell, Kentucky, was killed in the line of duty Tuesday, March 13, 2018 in Pikeville, Kentucky. He was a 12-year veteran of the Pikeville City Police Department. He was a member of the Pikeville United Methodist Church and the Virgin Baptist Church. Officer Hamilton was born in Pikeville, Kentucky on November the 29th, 1982, the son of Wayne and Patricia Leonard Hamilton of Joe Nancy. Along with his parents, he is survived by his wife, Chelsea Elizabeth Hamilton, and a beautiful little girl named Brenda Elizabeth Hamilton of home. His paternal grandmother, Earlene Peckham of Jacksonville, Florida, and 1 brother, Jeffrey Wayne Hamilton, and his wife, Tiffany, of Lexington, Kentucky. All the members of this court share in your grief. Please accept our deepest condolences.
All right, thank you. Pike County Sheriff Scott, please come to the podium.
Judge, court, it's always a pleasure to be here. On Scotty's behalf, I'm going to read the officer's prayer, policeman's prayer. When I start my tour of duty, God, wherever crime may be, as I walk the darkened streets alone, let me be close to Thee. Please give me understanding with both young and old. Let me listen with attention until their story's told. Let me never make a judgment in a rash or callous way, but let me hold my patience. Let each man have his way, have his say. Lord, if some dark and dreary night I must give my life, Lord, with everlasting love, protect my child and my wife. Judge, I just want to say that, Scotty was a great person, great officer. And, when you have prayer today, please remember Scotty's family in the prayers. We have several from the police department here. I've had the chance to work with these guys for several years, and never one thing have I ever asked have they ever turned me down. They're not just fellow police officers; they're friends. And when you say your prayer, also remember these guys, that the Lord will bless them and give them the strength to go on. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. All right. Now we will have a moment of silence in honor of Officer Scotty Hamilton. Magistrate Varney, will you lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Judge. But before we do, I'd like to recognize these gentlemen back here on the left. Each officer and police officer in Pike County or the city of Pikeville. Would you please stand? I'd like to give you applause. Thank you, gentlemen, for the job that you do every day. Would any one of you all have something would you like to say to address the audience today? Just come to the podium if you would, sir, so they can hear you.
Just on the behalf of the Pikeville Police Department and all our fellow co-workers back here, I just want to thank you all for having this moment of silence and doing what you're doing for Scotty. He's a great loss to us. He's a great loss to this community. Just a wonderful young man, so when you say your prayers, just remember all that in there for us. And thank you all for letting us come.
Thank you. If you will, please bow your heads with me. Dear God, as we come before you, we're thankful for this day that you've given us, for the many blessings that you bestow upon us. We ask you, Lord, your blessings upon this meeting, that you might lead and guide us, that we'll do what is right in your eyes. We ask you, Lord, that you be with the family of our fallen brother and our friend, our officer, dear Lord, that you be with his family, his wife, his little girl. Dear Lord, that we will mourn his loss and him not being with us, but we can be uplifted in your word and in your hope that we can see him again. Dear God, we just ask you, your peace be with his family and your understanding, dear God, that they'll pass that on as we mourn with them this horrific loss that we have. Dear God, we ask your blessings on these police officers and all of our deputy sheriffs and all police officers in our county, in our city, in our state, that you be with them, dear God, and your protective hand be upon them and guide and take care of them in a way only that you know and you can. We ask you, Lord, that there be peace in our meetings that we have, dear God, and the things that we've got to do, that we'll look to you for guidance. If you do these things, dear Lord, we'll never fail to bow and give you the praise and honor and glory, for we ask it all in the name of Jesus Christ and for his sake, and amen.
Amen. The meeting will come to order. Roll call, Lisa.
Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Magistrate Anderson?
Here.
Magistrate Compton?
Here.
Magistrate Murphy?
Here.
Magistrate Robinson? Here. Magistrate Dodson? Here. Magistrate Varney?
Here.
Thank you. Leo, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes of February the 20th, 2018, and February the 23rd, 2018 for approval and discussion. Joe?
Second.
Okay, vote, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskins?
Yes. Presentation regarding the Kentucky Department of Transportation Rural Secondary Road Program. Joe, will you, there you go.
Yes, good morning, Judge, members of the court. I'm Joe Stanley with the
Good
district
morning.
office here in Pikeville. And we're here for a yearly visit to discuss our rural secondary program for year 18-19. Our anticipated allotment for the upcoming fiscal year will be just a little over $3.1 million. From that amount comes a little over $1 million for just routine maintenance, traffic control, everything on our rural secondary roads. Plus there's an administrative expense comes out of that. It's $3,862. And there's a flex fund that the county's been using The amount this year is anticipated to be $371,589. That leaves us with just under $1.7 million to do improvements to our RS roads. And we've got several that we've listed. And if you all have any input, anything you want to add to the list, we're more than willing to write those down and put those in here. But starting off, if I'll go with them about one-on-one here. There's a culvert on Smith Fork at Phelps we're planning on replacing. Callaway Mountain, which we just been closed for a couple of years. We just got it open recently. We're going to plan on resurfacing it. CC Trail, which is in the head of Smith Fork, goes over towards the mouth guard area. We're either going to patch it or looking at putting a chip seal on it. Looking at resurfacing Widow's Branch Mountain. Asphalt patching on Forest Hills. Resurfacing on Turkey Creek from Sookie Fork to Cold Fork. And patching on the Long Fork side of Turkey Creek. Doing some patching on Ridgeline Road. And resurfacing Meat House at Canada. We're also looking at some guardrail projects that was taken off of the guardrail database that's listed on the RS list. Poor Bottom Caney Mountain, Big Branch Mountain in the head of Long Fork. And you have, there's a little spot at the top of Lower Pompey Mountain, little spot just on Turkey Creek Mountain, finishing the guardrail on Brushy Mountain, and a little spot on Joe's Creek Mountain. Now, whether, you know, it all depends on what gets approved in Frankfurt. These are only our recommendations, and as long as the money's there to do them. So I don't know if you all have anything you want to add to that list, or...
Joe, I've got a question for you. I don't know if you can answer it, and it might not be the one I need to ask, but I've heard that maybe the widening of the road on around the cookie factory had been taken off the list to be completed, and I know we'd had that on there for several years, and they've already bought property over there and moved some power lines and things, I think, haven't they?
I haven't seen anything in the new 6-year plan. Have you heard? I haven't seen anything that shows it's on there or off there, because I've not even looked at it yet.
I was talking to Chris Harris last week, and he said
Well, he's probably seen it.
he's under the impression that they're going to take that project off. And, you know, that would be awful bad for us to lose that project, because I think the cookie factory was in jeopardy of shutting down if they didn't get that road widening through there and get it fixed. So, you know, we just have to wait and see, I guess, and hope that it don't get taken out of the 6-year road plan.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about it yet.
But I appreciate what you got down there for Callaway, because it definitely needs it. It's in bad shape. And what work they've done over there improved the danger of it, but that blacktop is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. But if you all have anything, just give it to Jeannie, and she can forward it on to me, and we'll add it to our list. Thank you all.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. All right. Authorization for orders of affiliation for Shelby Creek Volunteer Rescue Squad, Kemper Fire and Rescue Squad, Pike County Technical Rescue, and East Kentucky Trackers. Doug Tackett, will you join us?
Yes, these are affiliation agreements that we renew every year with those squads. It basically has their mission statement, what they do, what they won't do, and what they can't do, as well as what the state and we do. The state provides them with workers' compensation as long as they meet the criteria in the affiliation agreements and keep their paperwork up.
Thank you, Joe.
Doug, are there any changes in any of this?
No, they're all the same.
All the same?
Yeah.
All right, I need a motion to authorize them, and I need a motion. And a second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Diskins?
Yes. Discussion of the transportation lines to the Kentucky Enterprise Industrial Park. Herbie, could you explain?
Yes, Judge. Let's see. What is it? I had a meeting with the city and the contractor that's going to put transmission lines to the new park. And they have, initially have two different routes that they're going to consider before they take it to the Public Service Commission. Oh, not working, okay. Well, I'll start over then. Yeah, I attended a meeting with the city and we had a preliminary discussion about these transmission lines. And I think Bob Shurtleff indicated that he, as it gets along a little bit, he would like to come to the fiscal court or someone with the plans. They don't have the exact plans figured yet. When they decide what route there's going to be, they'll be out knocking on doors and telling people where the route's going to be. It doesn't disturb very many homes or anything like that. This is the big transmission lines that are way up in the sky, and they haven't got the final plans yet. Probably sometime in the middle of April they will, so we could probably have a thorough discussion of this in our April meeting.
How many lines are we talking about on that, Herbie? It says
Well, there's one line, but they're going to have it come in two ways. So if power's knocked out on one side, it comes from Floyd County, the plant would still operate from the Cedar Creek transmission lines. We're going to have two ways to get in and out. It's an ambitious program that they're going to push really quick, and but I don't foresee that there will be very much condemnation because it really is they taken the precautions not to go into where they have to take people's property. Of course, any damage or anything they do in making the roads to put those things up, that will all be compensated for.
Thank you, Herbie. Discussion of the 2017, 2018, and proposed 2018-19 budget. Jonda?
What do we want to discuss today?
When's the first deadline that we've got to have a preliminary budget in for next year?
To May 1 for
1.
us.
Yeah.
At the next court meeting, Jeannie's got one that she needs scheduled for March 27th. We'll have the jailer's preliminary budget ready for then because his has to be presented to the court by April 1 to be incorporated inside of ours if we wish to make any changes to it. But the judge's proposed budget has to be to the court by May 1. Then we meet to make any changes to it as directed by the court and try to have it to Frankfurt by June 1.
All right, are there any plans right now of us having any just meetings on that budget right now?
It's whatever you all want to do. It would be, you know, fiscal court meetings to discuss the budget.
I would entertain a thought that let's have one other than a court meeting just on the budget, and that's all that we discuss.
Okay. When would you like to set that?
All right, thank you, Mark.
You know, I'd like to do it by the middle of April anyhow, or before that.
Okay, whatever, just let me know. See what is available when we can get everybody together.
Anybody got any suggestions about your availability or anything?
I'll make myself available anytime. It's fine with me.
Yeah, would you prefer an evening meeting or a morning meeting, or? I mean, I'm open.
You want to have Jenny? You want to try to maybe come up?
See,
with
we'll have a court
potential
meeting on the
dates?
3rd.
Let's do that. We'll get back. Okay.
And then just
We'll have a court meeting on the 3rd, and then we'll have one on the 17th. So.
All right.
Not in April, nor May. And there'll be an extra week in between. No, there won't. We'll have a court meeting on May 1st this year. Present the judge's budget by May 1, and there will be a court meeting on May 1. Is that correct? Yes. Okay.
John, I'd like to also include discussion of the occupational tax in that meeting and see where we stand with it and see what our possibilities is to reverse it.
So right now, we're looking at the first week in April, roughly.
Do you want to have it the second week of April? Then you can talk about it again at April 17th. Then, if we had to, we could have another one. But this is proposed. We can make changes after the proposed.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. Then you can just get a hold of everybody and we'll try
They're wanting to have input into what the judge presents at this point, and probably if they make the input at this point, there wouldn't be any changes once it's presented if we all agree before the judge presents. So it'd go pretty smooth. Then we can have the first readings and send it to Frankfurt.
Thank you, John.
The 6th, the 10th, there's a meeting that some of them attend. Wednesday, the 11th, Friday, the 13th.
Let's don't have it then, yeah. Let's skip that date.
13ths aren't unlucky days. That's my birthday.
Oh,
It's unlucky for you, man.
Not April 13th, but my birthday is the 13th.
well, just,
You want to think about it, and we said it next, we got another court meeting Tuesday, don't we?
The 27th, April the 5th, Thursday, April 5th.
Why don't you guys think about a date and a time?
Say Thursday, April the 5th.
Yeah.
That'd work on Thursday.
He would rather have a Thursday than a Friday. Thursday. Is that what you said?
Thursday or Friday.
Oh, he said Thursday or Friday would be
All
fine.
right. Thank you, John Doe. Approval for a special call meeting on March the 27th, 2018. I need a motion. Second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson,
yes.
Magistrate Compton,
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy,
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson, Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney,
Yes.
Judge Diskins.
Yes. Awarding of bids. Frankie?
Judge, I've got our annual March material bids to present to the court. There's 12 bids in all, and I'll try to go through them as quick as I can. First bid is bid number 2 for building materials. Received 3 bids. J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson, Lowe's of Pikeville, and Mayhorns Inc. of Pikeville. It is recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 3 is cleaning supplies, chemicals, and related items. We received 10 bids. All Pro Supply of South Point, Ohio, BWB Enterprise of Matewan, Car Wash Supply of Pikeville, East Kentucky Chemical of Pikeville, General Sales Company of Grayson, Industrial Washers and Chemicals of Pikeville, Kenway Distributors of Louisville, Mayhorn Inc. of Pikeville, Riverside Supply of Regina, and Tri-County Auto and Truck Parts of Kemper. It's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 4 is corrugated metal and high-density plastic drain pipe. Received 4 bids. Huntington Steel of Pikeville, J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson, MGC of Supply of Pikeville, Neat Distributing of Dunville, Kentucky. As recommended, we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 5 is glass and glass-related products. Received 3 bids. Customer Glass and Carpet of Belfry, Elliott Supply and Glass of Pikeville, and Safe Light Auto of Columbus, Ohio. And it's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 6 is limestone gravel delivered. Received 1 bid from Mountain Aggregate, and I've attached a price sheet to the back. Looks like gravel per ton is going up 50 cents a ton across the board. Bid number 7, limestone gravel picked up, received 2 bids, Mountain Aggregate of Lexington and Mountain Enterprise of Lexington, and it's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 8 is for plumbing and electrical supplies. Received 11 bids, Bartley Hardware of Pikeville, Elliott Supply and Glass of Pikeville, J.D. Westcott and Son of South Williamson, Justice Supply Company of Shelbyana, Lowe's of Pikeville, Marlin Manufacturing of Orlando, Florida, Plummaster Inc. of Concordville, Pennsylvania, Riverside Supply of Regina, State Electric Supply of Pikeville, Thompson's Hardware of Zebulon, and Tri-County Auto and Truck Parts of Kemper. And it's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 9 is for portable toilets. Received 1 bid from Busy Bee Portable Toilets, and the prices are the same as last year's bid for monthly rate and the daily event rate. It is recommended we award that bid to the above listed vendor. Bid number 10 is printing. Received 3 bids: CNR Office Supply of Pikeville, Chapman Printing Company of Huntington, West Virginia, and Consolidated Graphic Communication of Staffordsville. As recommended, we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 11 is tires and tubes. Received 2 bids: Gibson Tire Service Center of Iville and Perry County Tire of Hazard. And it's recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. Bid number 12 is for vehicle parts. Received 16 bids: A&S Auto of Elkhorn, Bruce Waters Ford of Pikeville, CarQuest of Pikeville, Dotson Repair Service of Sidney, J&A Truck Parts and Supply of Raccoon, Leon's Auto Parts of Robinson Creek, Martin's Peterbilt of Pikeville, Mid-State Equipment of Buchanan, Virginia, Napa Auto Parts of South Williamson, S&S Hydraulic of Elkhorn, Kim Short Auto Group of Pikeville, Tri-County Auto and Truck Parts of Kemper and Mouthguard, Walter Chevrolet of Pikeville, Wayne Supply Company of Pikeville, and Wright Machine and Fabrication of Pikeville. It is recommended we award the bid to all the above listed vendors. The last bid is bid number 13 for used guardrail. We received 1 bid from Neat Steel, and the price went up 25 cents per foot. Prices for 12-inch Class B used guardrail is $2.75 a foot. And it's recommended we award that bid to the above listed vendor.
I need a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskin?
Yes. Magistrate's road work. I need a motion to accept magistrate's road work. Roll call, please.
Who got the second on that road work?
Hillman.
Okay.
You second the motion.
Magistrate Anderson? Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Judge Deskin?
Yes. Magistrate's comment.
I
Anderson?
believe Frankie.
Yeah, I think
had
Frankie's got
else.
something, one other. I think Frankie's got one other item.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's another item?
Judge, I was also asked to bid out 5 used police vehicles for the sheriff's office. So this will be bid number 14 for 2018. We received 1 bid from Rusty's Outback Auto Sales of Pikeville, and the prices on the 5 vehicles is for a 2015 Ford SUV all-wheel drive with 60,000 miles, $18,500. A 2012 Dodge Charger with 341 miles, $18,000. A 2013 Dodge Charger with 846 miles, $19,000. A 2012 Chevy Tahoe with 71,000 miles, $18,000. And a 2015 Ford Taurus with 12,500 miles, $12,500. The total price for all 5 vehicles would be $86,000 even. All vehicles are either police style or the police interceptor models. Delivery date would be by March 31st, and if those exact vehicles aren't available at the time of purchase, equivalent vehicles would be substituted with approval. And it would be recommended to award the bid to the lowest evaluated bidder, which would be Rusty's Outback Auto Sales, having the lowest evaluated bid price of $86,000.
Frankly, I think we gotta get the money before we can pay for it, don't we?
Yeah. Right.
You know where it's coming from?
I was just asked to bid it out.
How did they get those 2012 and the 2013 Charger with less than 1,000 miles on it? How'd they get?
That's just the bid he presented.
That blew my mind. 341 miles on the 2012.
Who asked you to bid them, Frank? Huh? Who wanted you to bid them out?
The judge's office and the sheriff.
Did you all get a chance to go by the?
I think they told Bobby and me that there were gonna be some cars available around the 1st of April. Let's look at.
They say they had a good bunch coming in 1st of April.
You all can
Yes, I need a motion, don't I?
reject them or?
Well, I don't believe if you ain't got money to pay for them, you can't approve them.
Not right now, anyhow.
No.
No, not at this.
There's no money set aside to my knowledge, are they?
No.
Just table it for right now.
Make that a motion.
Make the motion, we table that bid right now.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Just a minute and let Frankie say.
I was going to say, if you table it, these vehicles won't be available. He's just getting them on like a
I think
stock
we can
market.
find other vehicles.
So we could just reject it and rebid it later, be better.
Change your motion to just reject it then.
Because these vehicles won't be there.
Just reject it. Charlie's a car man, and he said those are too high for those.
That's 12 and a 13 Dodge Chargers, and there's no way that those dollar amounts work.
He's just doing what he
I've
was
never
asking.
seen, I don't know where you can come up with a 2012 Charger with 341 miles on it.
That must be a
34,000 or something maybe, but not 341.
He may have wrote it down on his bid sheet, but that's what his bid sheet says.
Yeah. Well, those cars.
You know, I know they
don't
need the
exist.
cars, and we agreed to try to get them some cars. But if we don't have the money available, you know, where are we gonna get it at?
Well, I'll take back my second on his motion then, and I make a motion then that we just reject this bid.
emergency lights and everything. We have a fund, we can give him something.
I'll let you see what he's still got left in his corners line items.
But he's got a new vehicle, and he couldn't even get to a wreck the other day. Didn't have emergency lights, they stopped.
We opened the bid Friday, and he said he'd be lucky to have these exact
Why
vehicles
is he just
by
now bringing it
today.
to our attention?
So that's why I say you might as well just reject it instead of tabling.
I'll see.
I don't think you can find a
second.
2012 Dodge Charger with 341 miles. Maybe a 2018 with 341 miles, but it wouldn't be that dollar amount.
He
Roll call,
may have wrote
please.
the mileage down wrong, but that's what his price, that's
Yeah.
what his bid sheet said.
Has to be down right.
A motion to reject is before the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where it is.
Ready, roll call. Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson.
Yes.
Magistrate Dodson. Magistrate Barney.
Yes.
Judge Desky.
Yes.
That's all I had, Judge.
All right. Now, magistrate comments. Anderson?
Real quickly, I would just like to echo the sentiments that we've already heard and would like to ask everybody to keep Officer Hamilton's family in their prayers. It was a tragedy, and there's nothing we can say or do that's obviously going to change anything, but I'd just like to everybody to keep his family in their thoughts and prayers. And we want to thank the police department, Pikeville Police Department. I spoke with them privately before the meeting, and they do an excellent job, as well as all the policemen in this county at all levels. That's all I have.
All right. Magistrate Compton?
I don't have any comments.
Leo?
Just on Scotty Hamilton, that everybody pray for his family and keep him in prayer.
Kenneth? Hillman?
I don't have anything, Judge.
He took me.
Varney?
Yeah, just a few comments. He's sick. We've, again, the work that our first responders do, Judge, including our volunteer firemen, our paid firemen, our police officers and stuff, we kind of take that for granted a lot until something like this happens, and it makes you stop and think and reflect back. I just thank God for each and every one of them. You know, we have jokes about policemen sitting around and just eating donuts and drinking coffee. And sometimes we catch them eating donuts and drinking coffee, but I tell you what, when they're needed, they're there. And I thank God for each and every one of them. I do want to remember Scotty's family, his little daughter and his wife, his mom, and you know, just remember that whole family, that they can get some peace about this situation and later on. But never forget. We won't forget. It's not in our makeup to forget. You know, so remembering him. So I just want to say that. The other thing, I've got a road that me and Jack Darrell had went and looked at to bring into the county road system, and I'd like to do that now, I guess. Present that.
All right. Treasurer's business, Jonda.
I'd like to push it to after the executive session, please. Have you got executive session today?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to push my business to after the executive session.
All right. Make a need the KRS, Bobby.
Yes, sir. I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session in accordance with KRS 61.810, paragraph C, discuss proposed or pending litigation, and paragraph F, to discuss specific personnel.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson. Magistrate Kempton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Siskins.
Yes. We'll be in executive motion. The court meeting will resume. Where is Kevin? Here he comes. Kevin, you will have the recommendation of the court.
The following items are up for approval. Is approval to amend court order from March 6th meeting for Thomas Green to include him at a 4H rate of pay plus longevity. Approval to accept Ronald Smith's resignation effective 2/24/18. Approval to hire Roger Anderson as a mechanic at the maintenance garage at a 5H rate of pay. Approval to hire James Morley as a truck driver at Road Lot 1 at a 3H rate of pay plus longevity. Approval to amend court order from March 6th meeting for Joseph Wimpson's hire date to be effective March 1. Approval to hire Devin Farron temporarily as a loader man at Solid Waste Area 2 at a 2H rate of pay effective 3/19/18. Approval for Donetta Rutherford to temporarily replace Pam Vanover while she is on sick leave at a 5A rate of pay, including longevity, effective 2/20/18. Ms. Rutherford will return to her old position and rate of pay when Ms. Vanover returns to work. This is not to exceed 6/1/18. That is the following recommendations.
All right. These are my recommendation and my motion. I need a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy? Yes. Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes, but I got a quick, Justin, what we going to, about rescinding that one order, is that a separate thing, or is that in this?
We'll discuss about that next week. I don't have it prepared yet.
Okay, all right, okay.
Judge Gaskey?
Yes. Public comment. Come to the motion. Come to the motion. There he is.
Here I am.
Yeah, you've got 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Here we go. Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm here today. I'm going to start off with getting this toothpick out of my mouth. They've been talking of the budget and trying to do away with occupational and profit tax. Well, I've got a suggestion. I hope will listen to me, open your ears up and go with it. I'm going to say, how about going after some of a coal severance to cover that, at least try it a year or what have you. And if that's not economic development, to put the money back in the pockets of the hard-working people, probably minimum wage, you're looking at $25 a month. Right on the profits. These companies that's making good money, that 1% adds up. That they could invest, maybe spread it out a little bit to their employees, but I think that's something you ought to consider, because what wouldn't be, how could you not say that was not economic development? When our state senator said saving money for people on fire insurance was economic development, but that's just a suggestion I'd like for y'all to roll over in your maybe debate it or in your
Mike,
discussion.
I don't understand what your question was. I mean,
my question, it wasn't a question, it was just a suggestion that maybe you could apply for the coal severance tax money to cover your shortfall if you did away with the occupational and profit tax, Hillman.
we've done that before, Mike, and we've got declined on it. We applied to get the roof fixed on the building here with the coal severance money.
I understand, Hillman.
We asked them last year to give us the money to pay some of our bills over at the jail that on their rent and stuff, and we couldn't get the money for that. So, you're talking to the wrong people here when you're telling us what to do with coal severance money.
Hillman?
You got to talk to your legislators and your senators, because they are in control of that.
And that's just, my comment was that I heard the state senator on your groundbreaking over there at the Satellite 3 Fire Department at Belfry saying when you put money back in somebody's pocket, it's economic development. So how do you fight that? Now I'm just throwing that out there. If you really want to do away with it and help people, and the profit tax, let them invest in their businesses. It would be, that's just a suggestion, and I'm gonna move on here. I just wanted to throw that out there. Maybe you could debate it. Think of what I'm saying, Hillman. Think of what I'm saying. Even your state senator was on board with that.
But what I'm saying, Mike, we don't have control that we can do that.
But you can ask for it.
We have asked for it.
For this reason. Anyway, hopefully y'all understand, you can discuss it later, but I think that's one way you could cover doing that. I mean, rather than talking about it, you'd like to, but let me move on. I've got other business here, and the judge is over there with his stopwatch on me. I come here about a bridge over at Pitts and Fork Road, going over to Burgraff Road, County Road. Me and Jackie Darrell done had a little discussion. I'd been 2 weeks trying to get him to get up with me and go look at it, so I sent the pictures today. So, and I'm going to say this. The people that I talk to over there are afraid to use this bridge, a lot of them. There is another way in and out of it, but the bridge, I think, needs repaired. The discussion here with Jackie Darrell, he seems to think there are people that think not. They're going to replace the bridge over 199 that this holler runs out to the main creek. And I'm going to say there will be a whole lot of Pond Creek traffic diverted over in this direction. But the state is going to work on the phase up there of widening the road, and it is the bridge on that main drag, 199, is going to be replaced. And the reasonable thing would be to divert traffic over there. Now, they do have another way in and out that is a pretty rough shape. But if you can't do nothing or temporary repairs, if you could see your way clear, Bobby, of getting some gravel over there for them. But I could not get Jackie to get up with me, but since the pictures have come in, I think there's been a lot of discussion on it this morning. But if you would, Jackie, would you care just to sort of go over and tell me that you think the conclusion is there's no danger in that bridge, and tell the people living in that area?
You said 2 weeks ago you called me. I think that was last week when I was in Louisville. When you
I called you. I talked to you about a week before that. Excuse me.
Let me talk. I'll let you talk. And I didn't say the bridge didn't need repaired. I was told by Danny Branham that the bridge wasn't an imminent danger, that it was a short bridge. And we got a lot of bridges that need work in this county, but not that it's don't be to be looked at, but you got to prioritize things, the ones that's most urgent. We got a bridge in Blackberry right now we got a serious problem with, and the bridge has been closed down. We got another bridge we got a letter on today, which I was called last week about it, up at Penny Roads, probably a 60-foot span that they're going to close it down on us if we don't get some repairs done on it. So there's a lot of problems through this county, and we just can't jump to one specific thing, and we judge it, and they all need repaired. I didn't say it didn't need repaired or fixed, but it's not, according to my road foreman, and I will go look myself, it's not an imminent danger. It's a short bridge. It's not a long span. You got look like 24-inch beams under it. One of them looks severely damaged on the outside, but the ones under is real thick-looking beams. And look, and as Danny said, it's not imminent danger, and it appears that way on the picture of them beams as big beams, and a short span is don't assume as much weight as a long bridge does, like we got up Penny Road, and I'm going with the Master Charlie there shortly after this meeting, go up there and look at it and try to come to a determination how to work on that bridge, because you got about 60 families over there, and they haven't got no way out as they have in Peter Fork area, not Peter Fork, but the Blackberry Bridge over there at Blue Springs. I mean, those people, if that washes out, they about 30 families up there that's got serious problems. So we got a lot of problems, and we can't solve them all at one time.
Okay, Jackie Darrell, and I was going to let you talk. I asked you for your thing, but you know, I wish you'd have stayed on this bridge. This is what we always are hearing, is this, that, you know, throw off subject. And it was, I had talked to you about this, and you never got back with me, but the rest of you are sitting there looking at that bridge. You know, something I believe needs to be done, or tell the people, I guess, is what y'all got out of it, Bobby, did what you get out of it, is that bridge is in no danger for the people to use?
Yeah, and I was told that. I think Paul Wimpson, I believe, had brought that to our attention back a couple of weeks ago, and Danny went up there and looked at it, and that was the impression I got. I haven't been up there to look at it myself, Mike. I sure haven't.
Well, you know, I was asked to bring it up. They said they'd talked around and hadn't got nothing, you know, any response or what have you, but the pictures are there. And all I can say is I hope y'all go at it and do the right thing. And Bobby, if you could, maybe you could put them some gravel down up there where they're running through the mud holes and such. And
I can't see that's done.
Okay, and Bobby, did you know they was going to replace the bridge on 199?
No, that's first.
John Michael Johnson was up at for the Stone Heritage meeting and was getting there in the buyout stage. And like I say, and maybe you could get help from them on the bridge, but there will be, I figure, a whole lot more traffic going through there. So let me see here. I've got about a minute left, Judge, don't I?
I took some of your time up there, buddy.
Well, that's pretty well, Hillman. I mean, what I've got today. But, you know, on the coal severance, I do wish y'all would think about that. If you could get that and get some money back in the pockets of these people, and they say, you know, get it invested.
What you're saying is to give the coal severance back to the companies?
To the companies and the workers. And, you know, it's a occupational and profit tax. But, you know, that's putting more money in the workers that have to pay it. Every paycheck, they get a little more. Plus the 1%, I'm sure they're making quite a bit of profit. You know, a couple $100,000 is what, $20,000 that could be spread around to be invested or took out to the, maybe the employees would benefit from it.
We're talking about two different taxes.
Is that not the same? Am I, occupational and profit to 1%?
Taxes is taken out of each person's payroll.
Yeah.
The coal mineral.
No, Hillman, no. Somebody help me here.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Jeff, is not the occupational
tax
and the profit tax.
Net profits is net profits of a business. Occupational tax comes out of a payroll check.
But it still come under the same ordinance, did it not?
I think it did.
I mean, the 1%, that's what it's.
Yeah, that's your occupational.
You got 1% occupational, 1% net profit.
Right. Whether if you rent a home, my understanding you're supposed to pay 1% on your
profits, net profits,
what have you. But just consider it, think about it, discuss it. If you want a way to help the working people and the businesses, and I always said throw the money out there.
And you said
stimulate the economy.
Taking it away from the people that works and giving it to the operator. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he's saying subsidize our budget with what we've got occupation profit in.
Is that what you're saying, Mike?
Frankie, you are correct. That is what I'm suggesting.
But we don't have the power to do that.
You can ask for it, and like I say, it is. How do you get that's not economic development? Now, that's my, you know, I've laid it out here so y'all can discuss it if you're real serious about it.
But, Mike, you know we asked for money to fix this roof.
I understand that, but have you asked for money to cover, okay, Bill, yeah, I've done all I can.
You can come back.
I'd like to talk with you about an hour or two. I swear I would.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying.
Believe me, I can talk to you. I can talk to you.
I understand what you're saying.
I wish you could stay up there another hour. I'd love to sit there
debate
and talk about issues.
The judge ain't going to let me do that. Thank y'all.
All right.
Hey, Mike, call me tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Jackie Darrell, you have any comments?
Yeah, I want to make one comment about a good friend of mine and personally a great man of the court is John Doug Hayes. I got a call from his wife last week, and they took him up Virginia. And they had him up there in the hospital to a spine special place for the military guys. And anyway, he quit breathing there, but he still had a pulse, and they put him on life support and got him going again. The next day, they took him off for an hour, tried to wing him of it. And anyway, I just want people to have a moment to remember John Doug sometime and a moment of prayer. And there's a problem. This don't relate to road work, but it's something for people in Pike, in Phelps area. I've talked to some people that works on the ambulance service there, and they departed the ambulance service and took jobs other places because sounds like they're trying to take care of Elkhorn City, and all the areas need took care of, but they're sacrificing Phelps, and I'm sure there's other areas besides Phelps. It's been done at, when I say Phelps, say Majestic, Freeburg, the whole area.
So you don't have ambulance over now, Jay?
They got, he said the specialized people that work the ambulance, you know, life-saving people with somebody with a critical deal going on, they've took those people and switched them to Elkhorn City. They got prioritized Elkhorn City. And what they should do is take care of all of our areas, you know, not sacrifice one area for the benefit of another one. And Phelps has been left out, and we maybe not hollered enough about our issues over because time is essential as far as we are from a hospital, and it can be your life and has been people's lives. I talked to one person the other day, and it was about 2 hours getting there. And my mother-in-law herself, the ambulance, was supposed to come take her to the hospital. She's in a serious deal with the battle of cancer, and like she finally give up, and them braining her. It's bad over that area, and y'all some way get together and try to help all the areas of the county, not just, you know.
Did they close that office down over at Phelps?
Yeah, the office is still there, but they're not staffing them with the people that's the appropriate people to handle things. This gentleman talked to me last night. He said he worked with him. He's a real serious guy about it, and he says, you know, they took them and assigned them to Elkhorn City, and he quit, and another guy's quit and took another job somewhere in some other field in life. But it's the urgent need area of people, and I'm sure there's other areas in the county. We need to try to get this system where, you know, life is important and time is very important when you got a heart attack or a critical issue. So I wish some way we could do this, and it's all right for Elkhorn City to stress their problems, and they need care, but the rest of the county needs care too.
Well, you remember a while back, Elkhorn didn't have no services, and they were lucky to get it.
They spoke loudly, and they got some attention.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to speak loudly to get attention. And but it might be too late for somebody's life, and that's the reason I talked to that gentleman last night. The reason I brought it up today, I might need to, I don't know, get a petition up or something. But or you boys try to bring attention, try to get us some help.
I think Doug could help us more than anybody, couldn't you, Doug?
Paul, do you have any comments? Mr. Tackett, do you have any comments? You?
Judge, I just wanted to say one of the bids that we normally put out in March is our road salt bid. We didn't bid that as an annual bid this year. We'll be participating in that reverse auction next month with Keiko on the road salt. So probably at the second court meeting in April, I'll have the results of what that came in at.
What will you do, get online and follow it?
We advertise it just like we do a normal bid, but they'll actually do the online bidding. We can log in and look at it, if they're going. Basically, salt suppliers will be on there. They can bid against each other. I have no idea how the prices will come in.
So you won't be a bidding?
I won't be mailing out bid packets. No, they'll bid online, and then once the bidding's over, they'll tell us what the price will be, and then I'll present that to the court if you want to accept it or reject it.
And that was my question. We don't have to accept that, do we?
No, you don't have to accept it. But I can tell you what last year's prices were and then what these bids came in as, and then
yeah.
If you think it's too high or whatever, then we bid it out again like we normally got the bid with.
You have anything? You have anything?
A couple of dates here, Judge. We'll have our public trails meeting here at the courthouse this Thursday, 6:30. That's the 22nd of March. We're doing the open house ride for Trailblazer Outfitters. I don't know if you remember Butch Leedy that came over and spoke a little bit about the motorized trail system, the last court meeting. His ribbon cutting will take place at 9:30, and the trail will leave his complex there at 10. He's putting together a cookout for everybody later that afternoon, so we're planning to do that this Saturday. I also think, Judge, they mentioned there would be I think a memorial Jeep ride as well going on, so let everybody know about that. The outdoor show is taking place. I think it starts Friday, so come out and ride, and then maybe go by and check out the expo. The Tug Valley Roadrunners Club will be having a trail ride on the 7th of April. Not a trail ride, but a trail run. So you can check that out on their website. And then we've got the horse ride that's planned up at Lick Creek for May the 12th. So we're continuing to make some progress on the river trails. Have a couple agreements that have been signed or in the process of being signed for the motorized side. And the Corps updated us with the request for Lick Creek for expansion up there on the non-motorized side, so they're reviewing that and we have to reach out to the wildlife folks, Herbie, and get a letter of concurrence from the wildlife folks, and we're in the process of doing that. So that's progressing pretty well as well. So that's all I have, Judge.
When, hey, Jim, we're having a trail meeting this Thursday?
Yes.
I thought we had the last Thursday of the month.
No, it's the fourth Thursday is what we've always
Any
done.
comments?
Fourth Thursday of the month, which usually is, unless your month comes in on the first.
You're absolutely correct.
Hey, man, I tell you. All right, I got you.
So that's
All
this
right.
Thursday, the 22nd.
Here.
Yes, sir. 6:30.
All right. Well, it's getting close to
Judge, I need to
adjournment.
do my
Pardon?
county treasurer business.
Yeah, go ahead.
Authorize any necessary transfers and interfund transfers to pay the bills, payroll, health, and life insurance.
Need a motion. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton. Magistrate Murphy. Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson. Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Diskins.
Yes.
Authorize payment of the expenditure approval list dated March 19th, 2018, and any other utility and telephone bills received before the checks are run. Plus, do we have the contract for Charles Carlton, because he's on here for $1,998. I don't think the court's approved a contract yet. And what about Larry Blake Pinson, Jeff?
I've got that taken care of.
So we don't need to pay him this
No.
time? Okay, we'll take him off.
Take care of that Tuesday, Charles.
Okay, so we need to hold off on Charles's till next time.
Next court meeting.
Next court
Okay.
meeting.
Approval for the expenditure approval list, Les Charles Carlton, Larry Blake Pinson.
Second. You got a second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Diskins.
Yes.
Acknowledge the receipt of the sheriff's 2550 report for, should be February 2018.
I didn't see.
Motion acknowledged.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson. Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Diskins.
Yes.
Authorize checks to Chris Lowry and Associates Incorporated for $27,000, and Elkhorn City School Apartments, LLLP, $140,000 when the money is received from the CDBG funds.
That's just pass-through money.
Correct.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Diskins.
Yes.
Authorize that what it takes to get the euthanasia specialist renewed, we need to be allowed to spend what it takes, not to exceed 500, because we did it online, and whenever Penny went back to process it, they were charging us $10, but she said it could be 30 this time. So I'm not sure what it costs, but we need to get those euthanasias done, whatever it costs, once we go online, and I'll bring back to the court what the exact fee was.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson. Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Diskins.
Yes.
Authorize all the checks on Jeannie's list for coal severance projects.
Second.
Roll call, please.
That's passed through.
That's pass-through money too.
Yeah. 2 of it we've already received. The rest of it is appropriated money that we've spent that we need to get back. But it's all co-severance.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Diskins.
Yes.
I have no further business, Judge.
All right. Well, we're about to close. I'd like to make a comment again about Scotty Hamilton in honor of Officer Unit 3-1, Police, City of Pikeville, integrity, service, and courage. And I sure will miss him. So, it's in a need for an adjourn. I need a motion.
Motion.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson. Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy. Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dodson. Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Judge Deskins.
Yes.